YOLO composing gloves here, and I'm going to play the clarinet for the first time again in oh geez, like 5 years, some crazy number of years. I can't believe I've gone this long and never picked it up. I'm taking these in to get fixed. I played it a bit yesterday, but barely. So technically it's my second time, but sticky. Why is this sticky? Yeah, so I'm taking it in to get fixed today, but I wanted to play it before, so I guess I could have like a before and after kind of thing. Most of the notes still work. There's a couple pads are a little weak, like this pad needs to be replaced, and this pad definitely needs to be replaced. So my low notes aren't working like they should either. Oh my gosh, have I forgotten how to... So I do have college experience on the clarinet. There we go. Can't believe I forgot. It's been so long. It's like I swear I remember how this goes. I was really worried I would have forgotten like basic things like fingerings. But surprisingly, I remember most everything. When I look at notes, I still am like, oh, this is what that is. So it's more exhausting than I remember it being. I definitely need to be practicing. My tone is garbage, but I can fix that up after just a week or two of long tones. There's like this ringy sound, and I'm convinced, I think it's something that's physically moving. Also, when I try and play like a low G, it wants to jump to the next register, and I think it's because one of these isn't sealing correctly, which is something I really want to fix today. Oh, well, yesterday it was not behaving like that. So I have here an old thing. Wow, it's disappeared because of the green screen. It's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and play something out of here. If I can even remember how it goes. Oh my gosh, I can't remember how to do staccato. A B flat. I should really write the flat in. Yeah, a little rusty here. Let's see. Let's find another one that's kind of fun. Oh, here we have a nocturne. These are always fun. It's a jump from an A to an A, but it's over the break. So it's like, oh man. Ah, man, these high ones. These isn't even that high either. This is a bummer. It's really weird because I can't remember certain fingerings like in my head, but my fingers still know what they are. So like I'm like trying to just let my fingers do stuff. My fingers do it, and then I'll think about it later. Yeah, it's a bizarre feeling. You hear that? That's the kind of crap I need to find out about before I take it in. Oh snap, part of the pad is sticking to the thing not coming off. Yeah, yep. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it there. You've seen I'm not very good right now. So my clarinet was the victim of bugs. And you can't really see it anymore, but there were, you can see one in there. That's like a dead one, I guess. But I hadn't played it in years. And I guess bugs somehow found my clarinet. They didn't find my flute, but they found the clarinet. You can see this is really old. So my lips bleed when I play, so I use denture pads. I like cut them up and use them. You can see there's some dead bugs in there. It's a real bummer. Got to replace everything. Got my clarinet all fixed up though. Really stinks. They really did a number on the clarinet. I mean, the clarinet's pads were literally falling off. Some of them, he thought it was unplayable when I took it to him to get fixed, but it worked before till he tore the pad out. That is, then then it didn't work for sure. But yeah, it plays great now. I remembered I had a green toolbox because my other denture pads, and I swore I had more, and then I have 2 boxes of these things, and like 3 mouthpieces, and an extra barrel. You gotta be joking me. So the one I was using, where did I put that thing? Sticky. Why is this sticky? It's right here. I spray painted it and redid the outside. Yeah, man, I did all this effort to try and salvage this, and it's pretty nice now. But freaking, I have like 3 of these. Are you joking me? And I have all these extra mouthpieces. How did I forget this? Now I do remember this thing because I spent a bunch of money on this. This was a kind of an expensive ligature, and then my clarinet teacher said, "No, get this other ligature," and it was so much cheaper. I kind of wasted my money on that. So what I'm going to do, and what he told me to do, was first I'm going to clean this out. He cleaned it out actually some for me, but I'm going to clean it out more. And then I'm going to put it in a bag, put it in the freezer for a day or two. And then I'm going to take it out for a day, let it sit. If there are any eggs left, they will hatch. And then you put it back in the freezer. That'll kill basically anything that was left for another day or two. So that's the plan. All right, so this has got to be one of the strangest things I've ever put in a fridge. Here we go. Just gonna put a clarinet in here right next to the ice cream. Leave that in there for a day or two. Probably 2. I want to be extra safe. All right, it's now been, I don't know, like a week or 2, and it's been about a week, and I've got my clarinet back. It has been fixed. Granted, I played it a lot yesterday. I almost couldn't stop. I was so excited to have my clarinet back in working order. There was a lot wrong with it. Pads were falling off. The cork was just coming off. When I got to the repairman, which, by the way, lived super far away, so I almost didn't want to go that far. But I'm really glad I did. Twice, because I had to go pick it up. I was the victim of bugs, which I think I may have already shown. So my case is actually in the freezer right now. I got it back. There's a lot of new pads on here. I learned a lot about pads, about Beatles, a bunch of things I didn't know about the clarinet. And I saw some weird ones, like he had a metal clarinet. Those used to be really popular, I guess. They were mass produced and everything. But I can suddenly play a whole lot better. So I'm really glad I remembered as much as I did. And a lot of it was just the pads just were making it impossible to play. He actually thought it wasn't possible to play. Well, I played it. You saw it. I was playing it. When I got there, he literally pushed the thing up, and then the pad he just put his finger in there and it came right out. So that's how bad the pads were. So he was very surprised to hear that I was actually getting noise out of it. So now, oh my gosh, so much better. So let's play some. I'm trying to learn. There's a technique where you like lift your finger up slowly and go to another pitch. And it sounds so cool. I watched a bunch of solos yesterday and I really want to learn that technique. stuff out by ear. Let's go back to some of those pieces, because now I stand a way better shot at being successful here. Something that I struggled with on an elementary level even when I was like sort of at the best I last time was tonguing. And so that's something I'm really going to focus on and just every day just do tonguing and try and get better. My phrasing's way off. I can't get in. I can't slide right in at the soft volume still. I get like the squeaks and like this, not quite there. I used to be able to just slip right in, and it was like one of my favorite. It was one of my strongest points. So I really want to get that back pretty bad. That and man, the C sharp with the double fingers, man, that gets me because this finger hits, and this one's still pushing down because this key goes a little further. You got to learn to compensate for that. Anyways, you get the idea. Let's do something a bit quicker. They have a vivace section in here. There were a couple, like, you could tell which ones I've practiced in college because they look more like this with more writing than the original music had. Most of it's my instructor's writing. I keep playing B flat. Gosh dang it, B flat. This B flat's gonna murder me. Yep, gotta work fundamentals. Gotta go back to fundamentals. I have a book full of just scales and exercises that used to be an hour out of that book, and then an hour doing some specific exercises along with long tones, which could sometimes take as long as an hour. And then you practice your piece along with whatever band material, that kind of a thing. So it's like 4 hours a day practicing, somewhere in that range. It sounds like a lot, but when you're gunning to be a musician, it's honestly not that much. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get back into clarinet. Probably post update videos every now and then. Along with my progress, I definitely want to do some performances and get back to mastering the techniques. And I really want to learn some jazz stuff with, or not jazz, but just the ability to improvise and vibrato. I had never really learned vibrato or any of these pitch bending techniques. So I'm really excited to get into those. I also need to do long tones and just build my mouth back up because I get tired way too easily playing this right now. But I sound much better on this than I do on the flute, man. I can't hold the tone on the flute for that long. If you have any questions about this stuff, let me know. Support me on Patreon. I deeply appreciate it, and have a blessed day.